But what we saw from that chemical spill is that when we don't have water, it creates a serious, serious situation.
You know, we were live on the air when it happened, and it just snowballed from there.
Seeing the infrastructure come into place basically for emergency water rationing was interesting.
Now, moving into the future, there is no question that the value of water will only go up. And that's true everywhere. So everywhere the value of water will continue to go up as we continue to pollute waterways and as we continue to have increased demand for that water.
In short, it was a mess. It was a mess. I was lucky. I had water. But that meant I was sort of ground zero for people who needed showers, who needed to fill up water bottles, for people who just kind of wanted a place where they could get away from the no water situation wherever they were and feel a sense of normalcy for a little bit.
Well, in Charleston, I got a sense of uneasiness, to begin with, because most people understood that it was going to be a while before this really had any sort of conclusion.
West Virginia is one of very few areas in the region that's expected to get more rainfall in a future climate. So as our neighbors and as our major population centers are expected to get drier, their need for our water will go up.
Anytime you have media affected directly by what they're reporting, it adds a sense of immediacy and urgency to their job and the way they go about doing their job.
Perfect. I don't know that I would say that even still we officially trust the water. We have switched to bottled water, drinking and cooking, and we also have a tabletop distiller in case we can't get to a bottled water supply. So in that, I don't know that we'll ever trust the city water system in Charleston again.
What the chemical spill taught us is that water is extremely valuable, and we just often take it for granted because we have so much of it.
Even once the water was turned on, people didn't believe the water was safe. There are some who live in parts of those 9 counties in southern West Virginia who still don't believe their water is safe. They won't drink it, they won't bathe in it, they won't cook with it. They've gone to drilling their own wells or collecting rainwater or buying bottled water. But that's beginning to fade for most.
West Virginia is really blessed with an abundant water supply. And unfortunately, we are not blessed at this time with the infrastructure to carry that water supply to the places that it needs to go.
That was the first thing that the chemical spill told us, is just how valuable it is. The second thing it taught us is that we have to be protective of that water. I mean, we have to be protective of that water because so much of our state, so much of our businesses, our economy depends on it.
It was an amazing experience. Being the news director at that time at the station, seeing the way our staff, came together. It didn't matter how tired they were. It didn't matter how dirty they were because they'd been out and about trudging around some site someplace. There was a real sense of purpose in what we were doing. And anyone who's a journalist can identify with that feeling. And you can work through just about anything when you have a sense of purpose.
I think that really West Virginians on all levels and all walks of life would serve themselves well to use the chemical spill as an excuse to be ready and proactive for the negatives that will eventually occur in life. I've never, ever, ever seen the community of West Virginia come together in a way that people did during the water crisis.